So it's time now to take a look at stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nation newspaper. The major headline here says, Tinubu presents manifesto to APC National Working Committee governors. Presidential Campaign Council members, party exco meet. You find the details on the front page of the Nation newspaper. We'll move now to the front page of the Blueprint. 2023, PDP halts campaign for reconciliation. APC governors buy into Tinubu's manifesto. You find all of the details on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. To the first newspaper now, 2023, 95 million voters to elect Nigeria's next president. INEC says they'll cast their votes in 176,846 polling units across the country. 18 political parties to sponsor 12,163 candidates in 1,491 constituencies. INEC boss expresses concern over insecurity in Northwest and Southeast. All right, to the front page of the Daily Trust now. 4 months to election, plots to remove INEC chair. Stop beavers raise dust. Governors, lawmakers, others fingered. Use of beavers irreversible. INEC speaking there. And to the front page of the Punch newspaper now. Insecurity may hamper elections in Northwest, Southeast. INEC chair speaking. You find all of the details on the front page of the Punch newspaper. And to this Nigerian newspaper now, rise in oil theft. Reps to probe security over burnt vessel. Query why evidence for prosecution of perpetrators was destroyed by operatives. All of the details on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper. To the Leadership newspaper now, at INEC conference, presidential candidates fought open grazing, endorse state police. Presidential candidates fought open grazing, endorse state police. All of the details on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. To the Nigerian News Direct now, 2022 priority projects. FEC, that's the Federal Executive Council, approved 16.3 billion naira for aviation security procurements. You find the details on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. And finally now, to the front page of the Daily Times, MDA's risk forfeiting 2023 budgets. MDA's risk forfeiting 2023 budgets. The Senate speaking there. It says hammer may fall on Galaxy backbone, Interior Ministry, State House, Budget Office, others, as Red Chamber begins probe of 252 beneficiary agencies over 5 trillion naira service-wide vote. You find all of the details on the front page of the Daily Times. All right, let's look at this story on the front page of the Punch newspaper and some other newspaper this morning, talking about 4 months to the election, and the INEC chair, Mahmoud Yakubu, has started speaking with regards to the elections. He has said that about 95 million Nigerians have been registered to vote in the 2023 elections, but he is concerned with regards to matters of insecurity in the Northwest and the Southeast, that it may hamper the elections come next year.
Yes. It's significant that he has mentioned the Southeast. Who would have thought that when we're talking of insecurity in this country, given the preponderance of kidnappings, killings, and so on, that it is the Southeast that is actually one of the flashpoints of violence, potentially for the elections. It is very sad. We know of the Northwest, and it's significant that the Northeast is not in this equation, this violent equation.
Right.
It's significant. The Southeast, when the issue of violence began, was focused on open grazing and herdsmen intrusion and violation of their territory and their people.
Yes.
But what we have now in the southeast has nothing to do, at least for most part, on open grazing, herdsmen, and all of that. And it turned out now that it is the indigenous in the southeast that are now causing this problem. Even the governor of Anambra State, when he spoke recently, even said that all the people involved were people from the southeast. He said they were coming from other states within the southeast, not necessarily from Anambra State itself. But that the people they had caught were the indigenous of that area. So they have to take care of it. And some of this may be rooted in the Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
Seeing Nnamdi Kanu has said, I have not asked people to do this, that I'm not behind it. The man is behind bars. So that is very disturbing. And it might affect the turnout and the fortunes of those who have decided that that is their own bread and butter in the election. They will have neither knife nor bread, nor even plate. They may not even have dinner table, or breakfast table, for the election. Then the Northwest has been the flashpoint, and we have seen that in places like Zamfara, Kaduna, Katsina, especially Zamfara, Kaduna. We've seen all of that. But there's something to be said about the Northwest, that the news wave of violence and banditry that we've seen in that area has really tamped down. The news has been that of the kingpins on the run. I mean, there was a report in Kaduna that they strafed a lot of the nests of these people aerially, and many of them have been killed. But we want to get more accountability in this reporting. Who are these people that were killed? Those who were arrested, who are they? What is going on with prosecution? Name them, prosecute them. Those who are involved in terrorism, name them, prosecute them. We've not seen more progress there. And if you want to get closure to a matter, you have to get the closure not only physically, but you have to get it legally and emotionally and sentimentally.
Absolutely.
And you don't say you have killed my stalker when you don't have evidence that you have killed them, other than the fact that I've not seen the stalker anymore. But by the fact that I'm not seeing the stalker anymore doesn't mean that it's not there. You only told me. I might be afraid that it might, materialize anytime from now.
Yes.
So we need all the full gamut of dealing with insecurity in the Northwest, which is a very key part of the election, because they have the lion's share of the votes in the coming elections. The Northwest followed by the Southwest.
Right, very, very, very key matters there, because from the details of the conversation that INEC chair was having, he talked about there's the need to protect. His concerns basically are because of the protection of, or the security of, the commissions, those persons that will be deployed by the commission to
the
personnel that will be deployed to these various regions, as well as the voters and even the voting materials that we have that has to be used during that period. And then again, there's also concerns with regards to COP came up to say that there are plots to stop the use of beavers. That's a bimodal voters accreditation system. And the INEC has come out to say that is not going to happen. But this is like the second time that COP is coming out to say that there is a plot. And I'm wondering where this is coming out, where it is coming from, because as it is often said, there is no smoke without a fire.
Well, the question is, where is that fire? What fire is it? Is it a fire of conspiracy theory?
Right.
Or is it a fire of... Because if there's smoke, you want to know what the fire is.
Yes.
Where is the fact? Where is the evidence? If it is true, name who is doing it. Come up with details. There's no meat. You can throw any allegation up there. And
I'm wondering their insistence on this matter, saying that there are plots to stop the use of beavers and also to take out Mahmoud Yakubu as
Yakubu
INEC
as
chair.
INEC chair.
Where is that
Where's
coming
that
from?
come from? You can't just remove an INEC chair. There
Like
are
that.
processes to do that. And,
Right.
And it raises questions. I mean, we need more evidence on that.
Absolutely, because
if
these are
COP
issues.
believes that CUPP, if they believe that that is what the matter is, then let us know what the fact is. Because he, as they say, he who alleges must prove. With the lawyers, that's what they say. But if you cannot prove, then you keep quiet. It's as easy as that.
And then again, there's the aspect of 95 million registered
Yes,
voters.
and they said
an increase
2.5.
of 10 million from 2019 as a result of the continuous voter
we
registration.
discussed this before, and they have come out to say that 2.7 million names have been expunged from the list. So it's 2.7 million that a hefty number that can
swing
the vote,
the votes in any
anyway,
direction.
Any direction. That's significant. It shows that many people were rushing to register. Some of them were not really genuine, especially those ones that we saw long lists of people in some parts of the country.
Or perhaps informed. There's also the aspect of voter education. How many of them paid attention to the information and knew what to do?
Yes.
Because when we spoke to Festus Okoye the other time, we said, why is it that the system cannot identify persons who are already registered, such that once you are imputing your information, it goes to show that this information is there already?
Yeah, but the information is one thing, and willfulness, deliberate mischief is another thing. Because somebody might know that you are registered and they want to go and register again to see if it's possible for me to do it 2 times.
Right.
To vote 2 times for my candidate. And may not work. The INEC also said that the era of election rigging is over. That is a little overstated because election rigging is not restricted to INEC. There are so many things that constitute rigging. Rigging can be done before election, can be done outside the election atmosphere. You can intimidate people out of rigging. You can buy people out of rigging. You can give people wrong information out of rigging. In the US, they still rig.
Right.
They still rig. They rig among the black people. They threaten you that if you have a criminal record, if you come around there, they will catch you. And then many of them will not go and vote. There's all form of browbeating that goes on in election. They can threaten you that if you come out of your neighborhood, you'll be dealt with, and so on, so as to make sure that you don't vote. So there are other ways they can do it. So INEC should be careful about making statements like that, saying that from our own point of view, from our own platform, from our own area, you cannot rig. But then we are still waiting to prove whether its platform, its technology, readiness will handle a single election nationwide. There are some questions raised already about the election in Osun, about technology.
Yeah.
It's technology-based. That's nothing to do with...
Nothing is foolproof.
Yes. So it's not foolproof. They themselves confessed that we didn't reconcile before we announced. So that has raised questions about even inconsistency based on technology. So we have to be very careful about making assertions like that. Yes. We have to acknowledge that there has been a lot of progress made. We saw the Ekiti one, we saw the Anambra, and so on. And we've seen some progress made, but we need to be very careful about just jumping into conclusions.
Yes. Absolutely. And it must be said that when it is time for persons to collect their PVCs, please ensure you go all out to collect your PVCs, because it is one thing to get registered, but definitely you have to collect your PVCs to be able to cast your vote on the day of election.